And we are live. What up, players? Welcome to episode 108 of Player Life. It is, it's Wednesday, 28th of April here in Tokyo, Japan. Um, hope you are well. Hope you are good. What shit? I just realized that I apparently I did actually use up all my streaming hours on StreamYard, and I had to go live on YouTube here. You're only allowed 20 hours of stream time on StreamYard, and I just realized that last minute, and I don't know. I don't think I can share screen when you go live on YouTube, which sucks. I wanted to be able to share the screen, but it is what it is for today. You know, damn, that's annoying. I wanted to share some things today, but we'll make do. Time traveler in the house. What is up? What is good? What is good? Hope you are well. Um, Gabriel E in the house. What's up? What's up? I'm streaming from YouTube, so I cannot share comments. I cannot share the screen, which is annoying. But we make do for today. Um, yeah. So I was had a good day today. Decent day. Working, teaching. It was it's all right. Today it's a start of something called Golden Week in Japan. It's like a string of national holidays. So yeah, I don't have to work for until like the 10th of May. God damn. Holy shit. And time's ticking on. Time is ticking on. Rishi Pad, Ruth in house. What's up? What's good? What is good? Yeah, so since I can't share the screen today, I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to maybe get on to use some other program. There's another program called OBS. Should have got on it, so I can don't have to rely on StreamYard. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, I was talking to a guy today, and there's a guy. I'm not gonna say where I met him, but I met this guy, and he was such an example of a low testosterone Western male. He was like almost like the guy in that video. We all remember the video of the Dork. Let me play it. I can't share the screen, unfortunately, but this guy. Dr. Fauci. Can you guys hear that? Can you guys hear that when I play that? Are you able to hear that? Put a 1 in the chat if you're able to hear that, just in case I want to play audio from other videos. All right, cool. Yeah, I think it's just a good reminder of what not to be, to remind ourselves like not to be like this guy. If you're like the opposite of this guy in every way, you're going in the right direction. Give us vaccines. Help all the people who have been quarantined. We'll wear our masks and we'll have to stay distant. We'll wash our hands and we'll be more resistant. Fauci, yes? Promise us, please. We'll have a cure that can fight off this disease. Restrictions will lift with some ease. Dr. Fauci, don't forget me. Anyway, yeah, I met an American guy that was kind of he wasn't as bad as that, but he was on the, let's just say he was on the same he was on the same page, and I was, as soon as I meet people like that, I just like I immediately know that I don't want to. I'm not going to engage with them. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. I'm going to spend as least as little time around them as possible. I'm not even going to. Most of the time, I'm not even going to debate them or like even try and counter what they say. But the guy was basically, he said to me, "Oh, it's like this. The emergency situation in Tokyo is terrible. It's so dangerous. I haven't been out of my, I was going to meet my friends for a drink this weekend, but it's just so dangerous now. I haven't been out in a year." And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, yeah." And he was like, "Oh, as foreigners, we have to be model citizens in Japan. I wanted to meet my friends, but it's such a dangerous situation." It's like, "Oh, yeah, buddy, yeah." Encourage if you meet people like, yeah, just like encourage them, like, yeah, stay home, buddy. Like, yeah, good luck, because people like that are so far gone. Like, you know, if I think if someone hasn't woken up in this, like in 2020 and 2021, like if they haven't been red pilled, if they haven't like gotten any sort of awareness, and they're still scared, and they're still like, they're whole on my opinion, it's like they're hopeless. Like they really are. Like, how dumb do you have to be? Like, learning difficulties, like we're talking about learning difficulties level, and cowards, and the whole lot. Rishi says, "Mac, what's your favorite fast food in Tokyo?" Uh, hmm, I don't know. I'd say my favorite foreign fast food in Tokyo is probably Shake Shack. It's a hamburger place. Um, it's good stuff. It is good stuff. Are you in? Are you in Tokyo again? I don't know. Maybe you. I think you told me. Yeah, I mean, if you're in Tokyo, man, hit me up. Yeah, Shake Shack. Shake Shack's. But if we're talking about Japanese fast food, I like I like takoyaki. It's like a kind of a fried ball with some octopus in it. It's sounds kind of weird, but it's actually good. It is very good stuff. Do 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 do. Or do you prefer cooking? I cook. I mean, I probably cook like I cook. I definitely don't eat. Yeah, no, I cook about 5 nights a week, and then I eat out about 2 times. Um, yeah, I can cook. Like, I can cook better than most of these chicks. Like, it's funny, these chicks come over and try and, well, it happens a lot less with Japanese chicks, but some of the Americanized chicks that I'd meet up with, like, they come over and like, you know, or even we're just talking about, we're on a date, and I ask them, can they cook, and they're like, they wear it as a badge of honor, like trying to sound cool, or trying to think, they'd say like, "Oh, I can't cook. I never cook. I always eat out," or my mom always cooks for me, or some shit. It's like they say it because they think it's cool. They think it's like they're wearing it as a badge of honor. And even I'm a dude, and I'm like, I like some of the things I can cook some pretty damn good shit. I like to eat good food, so I know how to cook. And I've been living. I moved out when I was like 19, so you have to learn to cook, like, whatever. If you think cooking is beta, you're an idiot. If anyone in here thinks cooking is beta, you're dumb. Like, most of the best chefs are like cooks anyway, so it's food. You got to learn how to cook food. Like, not learning how to, it's simple. All you got to do is like put heat to food, apply heat to food, and add ingredients, and then that's pretty much cooking. It's not complicated. Um, but yeah, I can cook some good shit. For sure. Um, nice try, Governor in house. What is up? Do 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 do. Rishi says, "No, bro, I'm not in Tokyo. Was planning to come there, but pandemic is still going on." Are you in Japan? Are you in Japan? I don't know. Um, you know. Nice try, Governor says, "A woman who can't cook is a failure." Yeah, and a lot of them will wear it as a badge of honor. they'll think it's like a cool thing. Oh, like, I can't cook, and it's like, yeah, whatever. I mean, I can cook. It's not something to be proud of, saying that you can't apply heat to food. Like, do you have learning difficulties? Is there something wrong with you? Like, are you special needs? Even guys that say, "Oh, I can't cook." It's like, do you have some learning difficulty? Is there something wrong with you? Like, because it's not complicated. It's not a big deal. Like, learn like cooking food. It's just not that hard. Um, you know. Plus, if you want to eat delicious food, you should learn how to cook. Some guys, like, they're just such simpletons too. To be honest, like, they'll live alone or whatever. They'll move out, and that's a good job, but they'll never learn how to cook, and they'll just eat junk food, and they'll they'll always takeouts, takeaways, and obviously they'll get really fat and unhealthy. Those that can barely butter a sandwich, kind of thing. It's like, do you have learning difficulties? Is there something wrong with you? Because it's just not that big a deal. Like, I can cook up like some seriously good shit in like less than 10 minutes. I mean, all I do is something I started cooking recently is just some salmon. Fry up some salmon, put some butter in the pan, put some salmon on, put some cheddar cheese on the salmon, some salad, fry up some bacon, Caesar salad, man, some avocado with it. That shit is damn good. I go for the full fat. I go for the full fat version because I'm like, I can handle it. But my boy Yair, he loses his shit when he sees my full fat version. I put like butter on the pan and fry the salmon on the butter. But salmon has natural oils in it anyway, so you don't even need to use any oil or butter. If you put it on a low heat, the oils from the salmon will that'll be enough to make it not stick to the pan or whatever. But yeah, cooking is a necessity if you're going to be, if you want to be healthy, if you want to be able to look after yourself. But yeah, yesterday I was out with one of my chicks. Sometimes I go out with some of my girls. Like, it's not always just like, oh, I just smashed them in my house. Like, I mean, if they're fun and nice, and they're I'll go and do something with them sometimes. And I went out and I was smoking some. I went out and smoked some shisha, some hookah in just out and about. I like smoking shisha. I mean, every so often. It's not like it's not like tobacco. It's not that I'm sure it's not good for you, but it's not like it's not that unhealthy. Seeing as it's like water tobacco, it's like as they call it, mizu tobacco in Japan. Mizu is water. But yeah, it was. So I went with her, and sitting across from me, we're sitting in there, and I thought it was a couple when they first came in, but it wasn't a couple actually. But so I could hear they were speaking English, and I soon found out very quickly that they must have been American, because it's funny, like when if Japanese people are very kind of, they speak very, when they're in a space or in a cafe or in wherever it may be, unless it's like a bar, they'll be pretty noisy. But if there's no alcohol involved and it's a normal place, they'll be quiet. But you'll hear Americans real quick, because Americans, they'll come in and their voice will just project, like they'll project their voices, and everyone will be able to hear them. So we're in the place. I was with my chick, and we're smoking shisha, and they're kind of sitting like about 10 feet away from us. But like everyone in the room could, like, you could hear like every word, like you could hear the entire conversation, like everything. Like it was just, it's like it's like they might as well have been talking to us, because they could just, like, they were speaking so loudly, and they were like Asian Americans, they might have been whatever. They might have been their parents might have been Japanese or whatever, but both of them were speaking with a strong American accent, but they looked Japanese. But so one was a girl and one was a guy, and obviously, I'd say like early mid 20s. I'd say girl might have been like 21 or something, but it was so funny because this guy had like zero game, like minus game, like cringe worthy game. Um, he was like, so they were talking. First of all, I knew that he was like, I soon found out, just from hearing the conversation. I couldn't avoid not hearing the conversation because they're like speaking to the whole room. But first of all, they're sitting way too far apart from each other. If it was a date, which I think the guy wanted it to be a date, they were sitting way too far. There was a couch, and he was sitting on he should have been, if he wanted it to be a date, he should have been sitting beside her. If you're on a date with a chick, you get as close as possible to her from the word go. You're trying to close that gap as much as possible. But anyway, he's sitting really, really far away from her, like across the table. There's like a coffee table between them. And there's like a reclining chair, and he's sitting back on it. And she's just saying things. I'm hearing her say things like, she's on her phone, she's taking selfies of herself, like I even heard her say, that sounds like a parody, but she says, like, I heard her say out loud, like, I know I'm really sexy, and like she was just crazy ego. She was saying all this crazy stuff, like, pure egotistical stuff. And then, I wasn't really paying that much attention because I was talking to my chick. But occasionally I would hear things, and then all of a sudden I heard the guy say, really cringy in an awkward way, like, what do you think of us? And she was like, and then he was like red. He clearly, it was just so cringy because he was like, even he knew, it must have known it was awkward because he was like bright red in the face when he was saying it, and he said it in this really awkward way. And then she was just like so uncomfortable by it. Like, I mean, she was like so clearly, visibly like disgusted by it, because her body language like was showing that she viewed him as her, like, as her girlfriend. She didn't view it as a date. And then she said in a really kind of disgusted, like defensive way, what are your intentions? Like literally the whole room is like hearing this conversation, and it's so awkward, like it's like cringy shit. And I just really didn't want to hear anymore. But that was, it just reminded me of like these average guys. The normal guy has like doesn't understand how to like play the game, or even have a normal date, like just basic things. Like, there was plenty of space on the couch beside her. Like there was a coffee table, there was like a nice comfortable couch where he should have been sitting beside her, like, and closing the gap. And he shouldn't have been speaking out loud, like, what are your intentions? Like he said, what do you think of us? And she was like, what are your intentions with me? And she was like very like not wanting to have that kind of relationship with him. It was just purely really obvious. I just thought I'd bring that up just because even the basics, guys not understanding, like, saying stuff like that, like so directly, like for everyone to hear it, to get rejected in front of everyone. It's like it's just like those guys that go and do the public those public proposals, like trying to, like, in front of everyone and getting like cringy shit, like, imagine asking a girl, like, what do you think of us? Like, what do you think of us in front of everyone? It's like, and she just was like embarrassed by it and kind of look honestly, she looked disgusted by it. And the guy was like, it was just zero game. Like, what are you doing, bro? You should be sitting on that couch with her. Your arm should be around her. Like, if she's not into it, she can fuck off. I mean, if I'm on a date with a chick, I'm going to be sitting like as close as possible to her. I'm not going to be like, sitting like 6 feet across from her. You know what I mean? Especially when you're gonna have to pay for it. Like that dude probably simped out and probably had to pay for the date and everything. Um, but yeah, it's just you know, cringy as shit. You know, when you're on a date, you have to close the gap as much as possible. Just like close it up, like, put your hand around them. You just have to not give a shit. Like, I remember when I was like 8, when I was first starting to date chicks, like, I was late to the game because I went to an all boys school. But I remember the first time, like, awkward, cringy ass shit I used to do. Like, I remember I went to the on a like a to a movie theater with a chick. I must have been like 18 or something. And so like just zero game. I didn't like I pedestalized women like so much. Like I didn't understand the game. But I just remember the mental dilemma I had in my head because we're in the cinema and I pondered like for like I was too much of a pussy to even put my hand on her hand. I thought it was like too much of a bold move. Like if you're thinking like that, like you're really not in the right frame of mind. Like it should just come naturally where you're like, you're closing the physical barrier like as soon as possible. But I just didn't understand the dynamics between men and women. I was I wasn't around women all pretty much all throughout my teenage years. So, I was a steep kind of learning curve for me. Um but yeah, it kind of reminded me, you know, we can all look back and I can look back and admit things like that, that I did stuff like that. I wasn't just like, I didn't just become. I wasn't always just like a player. Like I didn't get this pussy all the time. I had to learn. I had to learn the hard way. But just imagine for a second, like, how unattractive is that? Like that a guy would be too afraid to put his hand on another girl's hand. Like it's such like obviously a girl's going to be very. It's unattractive in itself. Um, you know, you got to think about it like that. But for me, it's genuinely like now it's everything I do when I'm on dates with chicks. It's very natural. There's genuinely there's no like nervousness. There's no awkwardness. It's not like, oh, I gotta, oh, that's why like the reason you have to close the barrier as soon as possible is so that that tension doesn't kind of build up. Like the longer it goes on a date that you haven't like even had any physical contact, the more awkward it's going to be. Like the more resilient the woman is going to be to letting you hook up, or because you're going to have to make the move at some point, and then if you haven't like closed the barrier, then it's gonna be awkward, and you have a higher chance of getting rejected. Um, yeah, so that's a bit of a side note. But today I wanted to share a screen today, but can't do that. But I don't know. It's just I found this chick. I'll play the audio. I'll play the audio and see if you can get anything from it. But nobody's gonna know. No, nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know.
Ooh, Marissa, we're gonna know.
So basically, you can't see it, but it was basically a woman with a kind of a mesh. She was wearing a mesh mask on public transport. So it's obviously she was, the mask isn't effective. But this SJW, this hysterical kind of feminazi, is basically doxed her tried to get her fired and whatnot.
Especially when you documented your entire trip with travel dates. I recognize this seat back. You flew Southwest, right? Great. So I forwarded all of that to Southwest Airlines, and Anna made sure to tell me that they will pass it along to the appropriate leaders. So if you get marked as a flight risk, it was me. But wait, bestie, I'm not done. We need to discuss the other problem.
But wait, bestie, not done. I'm such a goody two shoes.
problematic shit on your page, like the vaccine misinformation where you claim nursing babies are dying and women are hemorrhaging by association.
Vaccine misinformation. I hate this, like these fact checkers, the companies who are disseminating the mainstream media who are disseminating all the propaganda are the ones who are doing the fact checking. Such a load of bullshit.
Or the medical misinformation where you counsel people on taking unregulated supplements when you're not legally allowed to. Or how about praising domestic terrorism on the day of the insurrection? Or
that's such a stereotypical dumb shit. Insurrection, the most like pathetic insurrection ever.
Racism where you compare marginalized groups of people to aliens and dolphins. Or when you deny racism altogether as some form of government control while highlighting your white fragility. Like
white fragility. Like, and obviously this bitch is a white chick. Obviously she's obviously hitting the wall too. I wish you could see this chick.
We get it. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself.
Nobody's gonna know.
If you saw this chick, like, she's the most obnoxious looking, annoying, like hysterically annoying chick. But let me see. The thing is, guys, like, there's gonna be, like this is what I said. I quote tweeted and I said, marriage and birth rates in Western countries are plummeting. If you think society is full of intolerably annoying, getting up in your business Karen bitches, you haven't seen anything yet. Wait until all these obnoxious biatches eggs all dry up en masse. Millions of them. Like, there's going to be, like, in Western societies, there's going to be like millions of these women with nothing to do, but like just annoy people, like just push, like, push the agenda, try and like lick up to the elite's balls, like just getting everyone's business, like just basically being like just pricks. So there's going to be a lot more. There's going to be a lot more women like that. But I went on this chick's Instagram, and it's just so stereotypical. It's so like you'd like to think that women like this are a minority, but like I said, no, it's like they're growing at an exponential rate. Like they're just like, it's just they're like a plague. Like, they're going to be a plague. Single Western women that are beat, like just like post-war, they're going to be a plague on society. Because in the past, like they had better things to be doing, like raising kids. Like, they were busy. Like they had to raise their kids. They cared about their family. But these chicks have nothing to live for. And it's not only that they are, like, in a way, it almost already is a plague. Like, that's the reason. There's so much truth behind memes. Like, there's so much like actual truth. And we have, like, that's where the Karen meme came from. Like, because it's true. Like, we have these women that have nothing better to do. Like, these like hysterical, annoying, obnoxious, in your face, getting up in your business, trying to rat you out, trying to like get you in trouble, trying to like, just the worst annoying trait. Think of the most annoying kid, like the most annoying little rat that was in your school, like some little pissant, some little prick, like that would not only be a little fucking dick, but they'd rat you out as well. Like they might even be, just the worst. Like, think of like a bully that would also rat you out. Like those the worst shithead, like the worst little shit kids. A bully that would be a little fucking prick, and then they'd also rat you out to the teacher. That kind of prick. Or like a bully that would, go around bullying someone, then get his ass beat, and then then rat you out to the teacher. We're talking about this level of annoying. Like, when we're talking about these Karens, like the most annoying fuckers, like like they'll go around harassing people, like getting, trying to get people fired. And then if you turn the situation around on them and then maybe try to dox them for doing something, they would like they'd claim to be a victim and like, oh, I'm a victim. Oh, I was doxxed. Or they're trying to hurt me. And like this is what they do constantly. They're just constantly trying to get in your business, trying to get in your way, trying to take your freedoms, trying to take your rights. Like it's just mental, mad times. But her Instagram so stereotypical. She, her, first farmer D. I don't even know what all this shit means. Farmer. Oh, she's a farm. She works for a pharmaceutical company. Surprise, surprise. Ally. BLM, LGBT. I don't even know what those other emojis mean. But very fucking like she's obviously a white bitch, and she's all she looks like she's coming up near the wall. She's like a 4. She's like a 4 out of 10. I wish I could share the screen. I wish I could share the screen. She looks like such a little piss ant, like a piss shit ant. Like just such a like these kind of people cause so much strife in society. It's so ironic because they're the ones that think they think that they're helping society, but they're little piss ants that are like stoking the fires, like causing division. They're just causing so much fucking division and trouble. Like they're just like all this victimhood, like making victims out of everyone, like trying to just always looking for some kind of victim to be had. Let me see what another one of her videos says. She obviously has it's very stereotypical, her Instagram feed. She has like George Floyd, the Black maternal health matters. What? Why are white women advocating for that kind? Like, I'm not saying that like Black maternal health doesn't matter, but like, what is like, what another one of it? 16. What is it with white women? What is it with them? Like, and they're getting involved in other people's businesses, in other people's business. One of her Instagram posts says, "In this house, we believe Black Lives Matter. Women's rights are humans' rights. No human is illegal. Science is real. Love is love. Kindness is everywhere." These people are full of fucking dog shit. Dog fucking, like, worse human shit. They're full of fucking putrid human shit. Like, because they're so fucking hypocritical. Like, love is love. These people are the most hateful people. These people are the worst. Like, they're the ones that are not full of love. Like, these people are the worst. Like, they're not kind. They're not nice. They're not full of love. They're full of shit. Dog, human, mixed up, kind of putrid shit. And they're just very obnoxious and annoying. Science is real. Apart from when, other scientists disagree with what you have to say, when highly acclaimed, recognized scientists, get, blacklisted, doxxed, fired from their jobs from having differing opinions. They're just such fucking wankers. Let me see what play one of her IG stories. Yeah, what does he say? Let me play it. Okay, I'm not gonna play the song, but she says it's basically her on TikTok saying CDC recommends pregnant women get COVID vaccine after study shows it's safe for mother and baby. and she's basically just celebrating it. She's celebrating it in her stupid, obnoxious. Like, I wish I could show this. I mean, this kind of shit. It might be actually good for, like, you know. I might actually watch this kind of shit before I, like, if I do some like exercise, because it'll pump me up. Like, it'll get me. It'd be good stuff to watch before you have a fight. Like, if I was gonna fight, it would like rile me up so much. Um, but she's basically just celebrating in this, like, if you want to see this girl, it's like, it's on her Instagram. It's her is orx0 or cist. Um, she's for me, she sums up kind of like what's just the worst about all these the very basically the kind of Karen. She is a Karen. Like, she's the stereotypical, like, she looks like the original Karen, and she has these very annoying glasses too, and just purely just licking the balls of the regime, like absolutely sucking the dick of all these whatever you want to call them. But it's the thing is, these chicks are outing themselves on social media, and it's just it is good to see that because it's like they're showing their true colors on social media, and we can see the truth in what they're doing. um you know I saw another thing that there was Sky News reported in India, like 11 people died in a gas leak, and it was there was a photo of it, and then the New York Times used the same photo from the people that died. There was like people that died, and there was a photo of a dead person on the street that Sky News showed, and the New York Post used that same photo with the title, "Beer bug surge swallowing people in India. Footage shows people dead in the streets," when in fact those people that died were actually died from a gas leak. So that's the kind of content you're consuming when you look at mainstream media. It's all fucking lies. Um, uh, Know Your Worth says, "Living the most awesome life you can will tear those cards apart." That's the best revenge you can get is like money, muscles, and game. Like, get a lot of money, get really healthy, and bang a lot of bitches. That is the best revenge. Like, there's no better revenge. That's the only way to get revenge. Um, and I mean, it's not only revenge; it's also how to live a good life. Um, you know, it's actually it's how you're going to have a fulfilling and good life. Um, but at the same time, you can kill two birds with one stone and also get revenge. So, um, you know, uh, Candace Owens is pretty based. I gotta say, she is pretty based. She says, "I did not get the bear bug vaccine. Don't wear a mask." She's a pretty based woman, I gotta admit. Um, there's a guy. There's a guy in Japan. He makes MLD talked about him last night, but he's called Black Pigeon Speaks. But he's seriously based. He's a good YouTube. He's a good content creator. I don't know how he hasn't been banned yet, but yeah, he shares some good content. He shared something. He said, "Man who agrees with the media, universities, corporations, and Hollywood thinks he's part of the resistance." I mean, same thing for these woke bitches. They think because they are agreeing with the media, the mainstream media, all the universities, the corporations, and Hollywood, they're like part of the resistance. Rebellious, um, it's just crazy times. Crazy times. Basically, do the opposite of what the media does. Like whatever the mainstream media says to do, like do the opposite. You're probably going to be going in a good direction. Um, yeah, some chick. What's this like? I'm looking at another post here. It says some like OnlyFans chick says my value isn't based on my sexual history. And a guy replies, if a pair of shoes has 50 previous owners, its value is going to go down. This is basic economics. Yeah, very, very, very true. Very true. Huge part of the problem is in Western society is that like women have started to, you know, to try to live like men. They've been brainwashed by the mainstream media to think that they are equal to men, like in every way. Like they've been told that they can do anything a man can do, literally. Like they've been told that they can compete with men, like in sport, like even in sport. Like there's woke people out there like that will say that women just haven't been trained properly. That's why they can't compete in with like heavyweight boxers. It's just because they've been repressed. Like there is that level of delusion. I'm not even exaggerating. It's just that they've been put down, they've been held back. That's the only reason they can't compete. That's the only reason there's not really any biological difference. It's only genitals. It's only genitals that are different, and they're not even that different. Men can have periods too, men can give birth. What are you talking about? These people are nuts. These people are nuts, and they're sick in the head, and they're cowards, and they're just like they're just very weak, pathetic people. I mean, even the guy that I was talking today, like he didn't seem like a bad guy, but he seemed like very fucking weak, like very low testosterone. He didn't look well. Like he didn't look well at all. He looked weak. His voice was just he just sounded weak. He was like, oh, we just got to be model citizens, and I don't think I just want to look. I just think I think I'm just gonna stay home. I was like, yeah, man, it's crazy time we live in. I think that's what I said to him. I said, yeah, it's mad times, bro. It's mad time to be alive. I didn't even bother trying to. I didn't even bother. I'm not gonna get in a debate with these like some people. There's no point in choose your battles. Like choose your you can't go around trying to like red pill everyone. Like you're not. It's not going to that's what I do. Like that's what I do online. But I mean, I'm not going to do it in I'm not going to go looking and trying to red pill people like in daily life, unless like I see that they're open to it. If it's gonna there's going to be a lot of you're going to cause a lot of trouble for yourself if you start trying to like red pill like super normies, super beta like weak like blue pill normies, because they'll be very like they won't have heard like they're not used to hearing like such opinions. They'll be extremely shocked. Like I could have like totally shook this guy up like like if I spoke my mind to him, he would have been shook. Like he would have been shook up. He probably would have been like he would have been mentally like it would have been just like too much for him probably. If I spoke my mind to him and it's like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? You fucking pussy. Like, he just wouldn't have been able to handle it. So I just didn't want to really communicate with him. Sometimes you got to do that. You got to do it. You got to just avoid people. Don't go around arguing with just wasting your time arguing with randomers that aren't going to benefit arguments that aren't going to benefit you in any way, shape, or form. Especially if it's in your workplace. Avoid if you have a job, you're doing a job and you're getting paid for it, do your job, get the fuck out of there, do your job well, do a good job. you don't like the people you work with, just don't communicate. Like, just be like, yeah, just be polite, do your thing, fuck off after you're done. Like, don't socialize with them, don't do this, that, and the other. All you have to do is do your job. But you know, um, that's just it's just not smart to be, it's just like, sometimes you don't shit where you eat, if that's where you're getting your money from, until you can get out of that situation, just kind of ignore getting in, trying to red pill people in your, in when it's not going to benefit you. Um, you're only going to, people will only spite you for it. Like, people don't want to hear the truth. People rather hear, they like the fear porn. They like it's weird. They like the fear porn, but they also like the blue pill comforting lies. They just basically want to be accepted by the crowd, like the winning side. Most people just want to be on the winning team. Like, they don't care what's right or wrong. They just think it's the safest option to go with the winning side. That's especially women. Especially women. Women really don't care what what is right or wrong. It's more like, what is the winning side. This has been proven time and time again. I mean, it's so obvious. I mean, look at, like I said earlier, when in the meme it says, "Man who agree." Yeah, let's say women who agrees with the media, universities, corporations, and Hollywood thinks she's part of the resistance. They resist, like, literally the whole thing. It's very ironic, very funny. That they think they're being, like, rebellious, by siding with these giant pharmaceutical companies, giant, media corporations, that are clearly trying to cuck people real badly. Whole world getting cucked. Virtue signaling, was it? Yeah, constant virtue signaling. They just want to be liked. It's pathetic, really. People who want to be liked too much are generally pretty pathetic. People who try too hard to be liked rather than just speaking their mind. Everyone wants to be liked to some degree. They don't want to be, like, totally hated on, but, like, some people really, like, just want to be liked. They have no, I wouldn't say morals, but they have no real opinions. They'll just follow what other people say. Ian Michael in the house says, women crave masculine men more than ever. If you can approach girls, you will be a rare jewel in the dating market. Yeah, and a lot of guys are put off by the idea, put off by, this beer bug situation, where they think, oh, I can't approach a girl because she has, like, a mask. Or, listen, you can do it. Like, I've done it plenty of times. I mean, just do it. You have to do it. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, you're gonna stand out even more, because think about it. If you're thinking like that, most guys are thinking like that. So you're gonna stand out even more if you approach a girl during these times. Do day game during these, like, this beer bug time. Because most guys are, first of all, in normal circumstances, most guys are too pussy to do it anyway, and or just too nervous to do it. In these times, even less guys do it. So, because of all the dating apps and everything, and even ironically, most dating apps don't work for the majority of guys. The stats don't lie, guys. Like, the dating apps don't work for most guys, unless you're very high value, or at least up in the top percentile. You have to put in work for your dating apps. You gotta have your dating profile up to scratch. You gotta have, you gotta put in the work. I mean, we're not all equal, guys. We're not all equal. All this bullshit. We're all equal. We're all the same. We're all equal. Yay! Give everyone a trophy. No, we're not. Like, no, it's not. Like, hot dudes top tier hot dudes can get away with way more than guys are less, that aren't as hot. Like a top tier hot dude can tell it, like, can just get away with saying, "Bitch, come over to my house." Like, he'd match with a bunch of chicks on a dating app. He'd be like, "Listen, fucking busy. I'm tired. Get your fucking ass over here. Get your ass over to my house." They can get away with that. Like, if you're like average, even if you're above average, even if you're like seven, solid seven. Say you're a solid seven guy. You're decent. You're solid. You have a good job. Good rounded seven too, not just in looks. Say you've good job, you've money, you've a bit of everything. Your money, muscles, and game. You're a seven. You can't really get away with. You wouldn't be able to get away with doing that because girls have too much options. They have too many options, so that's why you can't. She'd be like, "Fuck this guy. This guy's like, I'm not gonna do that." But like top tier Chad, 6-pack, fucking like chisel jaw, fucking like chatted the fuck out. Just, like a dreamboat kind of guy, he can do that. So we're not all equal. So that's another reason why you can a seven can do a lot better with day game, because the rules are not the same in day games. Like doing day games shows, like, makes you stand out because it shows that you're like alpha. Doing day game is like, it's an alpha thing to do. I don't mean like, going around like, like spending hours on the street, like with nothing better to do than just game. I mean approaching it as part of your life, like as part of your, like, on your way to work, on your way to the gym, you see a hot chick, in the gym. That's day game. Day game isn't necessarily like, it's Saturday, I have nothing to do, I'm just going to go out and day game all day. That's not really even the type of day game I advocate. I advocate like having game as part of your life. Always be sourcing. Like, I don't turn off. Like, if I go out, and I see really hot chick, I might approach her if it's appropriate, or if it's like it just seems like something that I could do. There's times where I could approach and I don't, just out of like. Sometimes you just know not to approach. It's not really appropriate situation or circumstance. For example, like, I'm kind of in a residential area here, and like, at night it's kind of dark, and sometimes I see like super like hot chicks, like, just coming home or whatever, like walking home, and I don't approach them in that circumstance because there's no out. It's like, I don't want to use the word. It's basically, you want to approach chicks in places where, like, it's relatively safe. If I approached in that environment, it would be like kind of creepy, just because there's no one else around. It's dark, so there. That's what I mean when I say when it's appropriate, when it's right, when it's the right moment. But as guys, that's our job. We have to make it happen. But that's being calibrated. That, understanding like what's appropriate, or being socially conditioned. If I was going around, it's just, it's not a place that you can really approach a chick like on a dark street. Like, even if she's super hot, like, it's just not really, it's, your chances of success are probably going to be pretty slim. So that's what I mean by calibration. But yeah, I don't know. I've just had so much, like, I've just had, it's so, like, the evidence for me is just like, it's so solid. Like, I've always gotten the hottest chicks from real life encounters. Like, it's just, I can punch up, like, I can get 10s, 9s, 8s, 7s from day game. From online, it's online works, but it's there's a noticeable, it's hard to get anything. It's hard to deal with the top tier, like, real hotties, like the girls that you really want to bang, like the girls that you really want on the dating apps, the ones that, like, that are stylish and hot, and take all your boxes. It's gonna be hard to match with them, because like they're getting 100% match rate from all these guys. But yeah, I kind of went off topic tonight, because kind of was caught on the hop with my StreamYard whatever streaming time. Apparently you only get 20 hours a month, and I exceeded that apparently. So I'm putting in the work. I'm showing up to these streams. I enjoy doing it now. I enjoy streaming now. But yeah, I'm gonna cut it there. I'll be back tomorrow night for another episode of Player Life. Smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Check out the links in the description. If any of you guys are interested in joining my premium service, you get access to a private Telegram group. You get access to the blog where I write about what I get up to in Tokyo, stuff that I cannot share on YouTube, where I get banned, and a monthly webinar. So if that's something that interests you, the group is growing. More members are joining. It's going to be good. It's going to be a lot of good information in there. But yeah, guys, I will be back. So have a good day, guys. Peace out. Catch you on the flip side. Bye-bye.